reunions, weddings, company parties.
All events you want to look your best at, but in order to look your best, you have to feel your best.
And maybe as time has gone by, things have gotten a little more wrinkly, a little more saggy. There's help for that. But you can't think you're going to go into the office and walk out the same day with everything the way you want it to be.
Dr. Paul Stanislaw is here to talk about the importance of planning ahead. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate that.
Thanks for having me.
So we need people to know that there's actually a process, because they might just think, all right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get some Botox. And they don't realize they got to plan ahead.
Correct. It doesn't happen quickly, and there's always the risk. With any of the injections, there's a risk of bruising. So.
All right, now, so the treatment plan is established, and then you're going to get quotes for surgery and estimates for non-surgical procedures. What are we talking about in terms of non-surgical procedures?
Injections like Botox, Dysport, injections like fillers, Juvederm, Restylane, those types of products.
All right, now, I'm going to be honest with you. I've had a little Botox in my day there, Doc. I think by going in Friday, that it's going to be Saturday, I'm going to look like 100% better. It takes a while for this Botox to kick in.
Correct. Botox takes about 7 to 10 days to kick in. Dysport's about 3 days, but you also have the risk of bruising, and that can be up to 2 weeks.
Up to 2 weeks.
In some people, yeah.
Okay. So here are some of the rules for the non-surgical procedure. So if you just want fillers or chemical peels or Botox, again, you need a couple weeks, maybe even a month to get an appointment. There's going to be a follow-up appointment, which isn't going to be for another 2 weeks till after the first procedure.
Right. So for the more complex injections, or like if we put fillers around the eyes and stuff, those patients always come back 2 weeks later because we can still mold it, we can still see it.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And if, like, she says sometimes I look like Dr. Jekyll when sometimes it needs a little adjustment.
Right. So if something needs a touch up, you're going to do it
but you
2 weeks.
Okay, that's good to know that you always schedule a follow-up.
Let's look at some pictures, though, because it can be quite effective. Here's crow's feet before and after. Wow. Look at that.
I'm telling you, Botox is the greatest creation I think there's ever been in the history of mankind. Let me just tell you that right now.
It's incredibly safe. That's what's beautiful.
Right.
This
one is
just for filler under the eyes.
I know him.
So there's a lot of men are doing this too, and this is getting rid of the darkness in the bags under the eyes.
Correct.
All right, and filler for
So again, this is for like the cheeks, where the cheeks get hollow, and under the eyes, where it makes it look like there's more of a bulge under the eyes, is actually volume loss in the cheeks.
I mean, that's a dramatic difference we're looking at right here, and it's subtle too.
Yes.
It's not, it's not like a dramatic thing where you walk in and people go, "Did you get your hair cut?" No, I had my whole face done.
Right.
When you talk about injecting the cheeks, people often think, "Oh, I'm gonna have these big fat cheeks."
Right.
And that's really not the goal, because everyone can see that from across the room. It's just to sort of to fill the hollows that you see, the shadows that you see, to give you your cheeks that you had when you were younger.
So that's a lot of the non-surgical stuff, and you can see the results are pretty dramatic. Now, some of it you might want to go a little more serious, and there are the surgical options. You're talking about facelift, upper lids, brow lift, lower lids, all these different surgeries that you can do.
Correct, and their recovery periods vary from procedure to procedure. For an upper eyelid blepharoplasty, your incision still might be a little bit red at a month.
At a month.
Yeah, at a month.
And it's like 4 to 8 weeks just to schedule it, and then it might take 3 to 4 months for a complete recovery.
So if you did like a brow lift, a facelift, for the incisions to settle down and for everything to settle down, it takes about 3 to 4 months.
3 to 4 months. So again, this might be too late for the holidays right now for this particular procedure. But come January, you want to make sure you plan ahead. So then by 6 months later down the road, in the middle of the summer, you're looking great.
Right. So like for the wedding season, when the children are getting married in the spring, you want to be in there early because you want to know what you're getting into.
That's
right?
what Kara and I were talking about. As soon as the wedding invitation comes, you better call the doctor.
Yeah.
It's like, hello, I got a year out. Let's go.
We've got some pictures. So you've got, this is where the under the eyes and the neck were all fixed. Wow, what a difference.
That is unbelievable.
Before and after there, wow. And next you have what's called the blepharoplasty.
That's a brow lift, actually.
This is a brow lift.
Sort of lifting up the brows a little bit, not so they don't look surprised, but they just look more awake.
Isn't that amazing? I love that. And this is?
Facelift, neck lift with some filler.
People think, oh my God, I can't facelift yourself. No, I think that if you can do it, you can afford it. I think it's the best thing that you can do for yourself. It's your appearance. It's the way you look in the mirror when you start feeling. When you look good, you feel good. And it just makes it's a remarkable difference.
Yeah, for those who want, and for people who are just getting into it, though, there are so many non-surgical things that you could start with.
There's lots of options. Lots of options.
And where's your office is?
Avon, 35 Nod Road in Avon.
Okay, 35 Nod Road in Avon. And what are people doing the most? What's the number one thing that they're doing the most?
The number one thing that I do is I do filler under the eyes and the cheeks.
Okay.
Because that has the most value, it has the biggest impact because people want to look at your eyes, and the better I frame your eyes, the younger your whole face looks.
Okay.
And the downtime is really very short.
It bears to say that when there's all these different 800 numbers, things you can call. You're a double board certified doctor. Having someone who really knows what you're doing right here in your own community can really make a difference.
All I do is facial plastic surgery.
That's unbelievable.
That's it. Nothing. I have everything here.
Everything from here up. But you also did save my life by finding a mole that turned out to be melanoma.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful to you. Thank you. Go to him. You never know what's going to happen. For more information on Dr. Stanislaw and how he might just be able to help you, just head to his website. It's StanislawMD.com. And he might also add he's one of the best-looking doctors I've ever seen. He's very nice.
He is very nice. Thank you, Dr.
Just
Stanislaw.
throw that in there. Thank you all. All right.